Sometimes it takes a woman to blow on it.
Yeah, for it to stay up?
Yeah.
All right, before we start this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to say thank you guys all for tuning into the show and watching the show. If you are new here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's good for all YouTube stuff. Hit the notification bell because that's always good too. You can find out when we get new shows. And if you enjoy the show, if you get something out of it, please share it with your friends because that is how we get the Stagecoach across America. All right, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We are at the Great American Outdoor Show, and I have with me Lizzie Jackovich.
Hi.
How are you? I gotta shake my hand.
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
You are. I can't believe you don't have a long sleeve jacket on. I'm freezing my tootsies off.
Wonderful out here.
I'm freezing off my toodles. Man, it is cold here.
I know, but it's nice when you're inside and you feel the cold draft.
Yeah.
But being outside, yeah, it's no
not
fun.
so nice. It is not so nice. All right, let's talk about you.
What do you want to know?
I want to know all your deep secrets.
Well, this one time.
This one time at band camp. I know this is why I became a music teacher. I went to band camp.
Well, then you already know the story.
Oh my God.
I lost my voice over Christmas. That was my gift, was taking my voice, which probably is a gift because I talk a lot. So I sound pretty bad right now, but figure we'll do it anyway, you know?
Absolutely. We're here. Let's do this.
That's right.
Yeah, so you reached out to me, what, like a month ago?
Ish.
Christmas time?
I've been stalking you for a while.
Yeah, that's encouraging. I always like it when chicks stalk me.
Yep, I was in the shadows watching for a long time, waiting for my moment to pounce.
Waiting for her opportunity to pounce on
right.
getting on Charlie's show.
And then I knew I wouldn't be at SHOT Show this year. I haven't gone yet. I want to go so bad. So I'm thinking next year I might go.
Cool.
I'm trying to talk to the organization about making me the candidate that would be good to go out there. But every year we do a Great American Outdoor Show. Our VP, Klint Macro, he teaches seminars and we get a booth there. So every year we're out there spreading our message. And I thought to myself, I was like, I wonder if Charlie's going to be out there. And lo and behold, you were. So I stalked and waited for my moment, and I thought, this is my moment.
This is it. Yeah. Oh my God. So the group that you're with is FOAC, and I've had Klint on the show a couple times. I've had Jim Stoker on the show. I met him a couple years ago at the Tommy Gun Warehouse in Greeley, Pennsylvania, at the Rod of Iron Freedom Festival. And Amanda Suffolk was like, you need to have Jim on the show. I'm like, okay. And I think Klint was there. I think Klint and Matt were there that year too.
Oh, probably.
So, yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Those men do not stop.
And Pennsylvania's, so you're with they're a group in Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania's a big freaking state.
It surely is.
Here's my, I drive a lot stuff. A long time ago, back in the 1900s, I drove across upstate New York. And the loneliest I've ever felt was driving from the Pennsylvania-New York border to Buffalo, which, I don't know, it's like 50 or 60 miles or something, maybe a little bit more. And I was driving there in the middle of the night. I swear to God, I didn't see any cars coming either direction. And I'm like, this is it. Like, if something happened to me, I'm going to die alone in the middle of the dark, right? And it took forever to drive across Pennsylvania. Then, upstate New York. Then I drove through, what's the Pennsylvania Turnpike, 80?
Yes.
I drove across 80 and I'm like, holy crap, this is worse than New York.
It really is.
And then I drove from the tip of Virginia down, like the top of Virginia, down to the southeastern quarter, down to Bristol, Virginia, to go to Tennessee. And I'm like, this is longer than Pennsylvania.
Yeah, really.
Holy moly, man.
But if you need like a vape or a bottle of wine, we got you.
You're good to go, right?
You
Get some fireworks.
Out of nowhere. You can't find a bathroom. You can't find food.
Right.
But if you need a tobacco store or alcohol, they're plentiful.
Plentiful. Yep. Oh, my God.
I think we could thank our governor for that one.
Which one? The one that's in jail, or the one that's
the new one? Yes.
So I used to teach I teach the Utah class, and Pennsylvania used to accept the Utah permit. Then Pennsylvania does not accept the Utah permit. Then that AG ended up in jail, and then they got a new AG, and they accept the Utah permit from Utah residents now. Right. Yeah. So
a lot of the reciprocity laws changed, and I would assume if we could get Stacey Garrity or a good Republican governor in, then I'm sure Pennsylvania could be a lot better. But it's so overrun right now with politics and garbage. That's why Jim and Klint, they don't stop. Nobody works harder for the citizens of PA to exercise our Second Amendment right than those guys. That's what our group does. We are 100% volunteer. Excuse me, we're 100% volunteer. Every one of us does what we do for the good of society, and we do what we do to help others, to protect our children, give them the ability to protect themselves when we're gone. And that's where I'm coming in. Like, I chair our gun dashes, and I'm trying really hard to get the younger generation involved, because my biggest fear is that, like, our founding president, Kim Stoker, the work that Jim Stoker does, our current president, our current vice president, Klint Macro, one of our directors out in the East, Stephen Laspina, they're champions in this movement, and they work so hard for this. And my fear is that if the younger people do not get involved now, that all the work that these men are doing now will be for nothing whenever they're gone and out of the game, and there's nobody to take over that fight. So I'm 40, I'm old, but I'm young. I don't plan on going away from FOAC anytime before I'm dead. Yeah. So I'm trying to, get the younger crowd involved. I talked to my daughter about it. I hope that when she's of age, she can get involved in the organization. And I know Clint's son, Augie, he does a lot for us too. Yeah. So really trying to bring in that younger generation and get them involved, because I always tell people, act like your rights depend on it, because they do.
Yeah, for sure. So the Pennsylvania permits, I got to tell you, the Pennsylvania permits pretty easy to get. Although you have to find a police barrack that will do it while you're there.
Sheriff's office.
A sheriff's office, sorry. Yeah. You got to find some place that will do it while you're there. I drove 6 hours from Massachusetts to Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.
Bellefonte, yeah.
And I went in, I gave them $20. They took my picture. I called them. I said, "How long is this going to take to get the license?" She said, it could be as long as a few seconds. As long as a few seconds? What are you talking about?
Quick fix check, little camera picture, $20 cash, you're done.
Yeah. Crazy. So that was pretty quick and easy. And then I waited an hour. I went and got something to eat, and I walked out with my Pennsylvania permit. Yep. Quick and easy. $20 in an hour of my time. Yep. Plus the 6 hours driving.
Right. Well,
it's it is easy. It is easy. So, all right. How did you become a gun girl? How did you get involved in all this stuff? Did you grow up hunting or shooting? I think we had breakfast at the WaHo today, which we did not get a picture at the WaHo, but your father was a police officer? Is that kind of how it?
So my dad, he was. So my grandfather was the chief of police in our little hometown of Greene County, Waynesburg, PA. And my dad became a police officer, and he did that for a while. Then my dad's kind of like me. He gets bored, gets complacent. So then he became an electrician, and then he became a registered nurse, and that's how he retired.
Oh, wow.
But in his younger years, he had joined the Marines. He was a sniper. So he was always into firearms. My Uncle Jimmy, he was into firearms, fishing. My grandfather was really into fly fishing, so outdoorsy kind of stuff. I was actually raised in archery.
Oh,
I was the only girl in league, and I whooped all the boys' asses every year because my dad always made sure I had the best setup, the best bows, best arrows. So I grew up in archery, never really into guns until later in life. Had a few events, got some PSD under my belt. So then it was like, you know, every time, and so I had a stalker for a while. And every time there was an incident.
You guys have everything. I get
right. And every time, well, you guys have communism.
We do have communism. We don't have stalkers, we have communism.
Every time something would happen, the cop would always look at me and say the same thing. You're safe now. It's over. You're safe. Yeah. Bullshit. You're never safe.
Right.
So started looking into firearms, and I was a person that I wasn't deathly afraid to touch them, but I was ignorant. I did not know about them. I would pick one up and I knew to keep my finger off the trigger. That's about all I knew.
Yeah.
But I just, so I eased into it, and my dad told me, he said, sometimes you just got to rapid fire, empty a magazine. So we went to our local sportsman's club, and he had first he was a jerk. He made me shoot a Desert Eagle. I had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
I literally went back about 5 feet. My wrist snapped. It was comical. But that first shot. What?
I'm going to have to put this video in here. So I fired a Desert Eagle at SHOT Show for the first time this year. Right?
This year? Okay.
Yeah, this year. I'm 15 years old. I fired a Desert Eagle for the first time. I asked the guy, I said, hey, is this going to... Everything I've heard about the Desert Eagle is you get bonked on the head.
Huh?
Oh my God. Are you serious, Clark? So I asked the guy, I said, am I going to get hit on the head with a shell case? He's like, no, you don't have that problem. I fired the first round, bonked me on the head. I started bleeding. I saw
that picture. I saw that picture, yes.
And I'm like, guys, did you want to shoot it again? No, I don't.
No,
I do not.
Oh, it doesn't prepare you for. I didn't get hit in the head, but I did get knocked back. And I told my dad, I can't do this. I can do it. He goes, no, pick up that one. And it was a Ruger American 22. And it was like shooting
so much. There's nothing.
Like what is that? A slingshot.
Slingshot.
It was nothing. So then from there, I went on to. He had a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9mm, and then after that day, I was so comfortable shooting it. But then, then I was like, oh, okay, I love guns now. But then when you go to carry it, well, do I just put it down in my purse? That's where education and training comes in.
Yeah.
So started taking classes, learned how to conceal carry better. Excuse me, I learned how to holster work, carrying a holster, shoot from concealed, things like that. Took some courses, then got more into the safety aspect. Should have done that the other way around, but I didn't. But then I got into the safety aspect. So I really loved that. And I found my passion there. I thought, I love shooting guns, but I don't really know if I want to teach other people, but I'm constantly teaching people about safety.
Right.
So then I was thinking about it, and I was like, I got to get involved somehow. So I took the USCCA course and became a USCCA certified range safety officer, which is kind of the route you took. Easing into it, becoming an RSO.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then now I'm at that point where I'm like, I could teach people firearms. Because I still learn every course that I take. I think that's what we do, why we do what we do. Because there's stuff to learn every day and teach others every day that they may not know. So it's kind of where I'm at now. I'm an RSO, and I'll never stop preaching the gospel and safety, but really looking forward to honing all my skills and eventually becoming an instructor and making this more of a lifestyle than a hobby.
Yeah, it is a whole lifestyle thing, and people don't one of the things with education is people don't know what they don't know. Right. So it's people, there's plenty of people, and I see it with me as an instructor. People take a class, and then they buy a gun. They don't shoot it. They don't do anything with it, and then all of a sudden, they realize something happens, and they realize they don't know how to use the gun like they thought they would, because it's not some magic thing that you just have, and then all of a sudden you're safe. And I love it when people say, oh, I got a gun for safety. What are you talking about? These things are dangerous. How would you get it for safety? And I know it's always to be able to protect themselves, but I think sometimes we need to, have people articulate that a little better.
Yes, absolutely.
And people don't know what they don't know. So I did this a couple years ago. It's more than a couple years ago by now. But I said, I heard someone say that he, as an instructor, he took 100 hours of class as a student. Right? Yes. And he's a big time instructor. I'm going to put it out here because this is probably going to come out afterwards, but it was John Correa, episode 250 of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. He said he did 100 hours of courses as a student. And one year I was able to fulfill 100 hours as a student. I took a MAG 40 class. I did some USCCA classes. I did some other live fire training with some people. And you always end up learning something. And one of the things I have for 2026 is I want to take a class with my son, and I don't want to be the guy that's the teacher. I want to be the guy that's there to absorb some knowledge myself. But I also want to make sure my son's up to snuff, because I don't want him to embarrass himself or feel stupid because he doesn't know as much as other people do, or he's not as proficient with things.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, totally. So
my goal for 2026 is to take at least one, if not two more courses with Klint Macro, because he's just the best.
Yeah.
Every course I've taken from him, I have gone home with so much more knowledge, comfortability, sense of awareness than I have. And then the other, I desperately want to take a course with Massad Ayub so badly. I hear nothing but wonderful things about him from everyone.
Yeah. So Massad Ayub was, I love and hate that I know there's certain people I know that remember their episodes. Massad Ayub was episode 45 for me. I got to interview him in Florida, and it was great. I got lost with him, and I'm like, I don't want Massad Ayub to know that I got lost, because I'm pretty sure he could beat my ass right now. And at the end of the show, he did. I said, we don't have to call your wife Gail and tell her we got lost. And he says, this is the first time that an Arab has been kidnapped. And I'm like, dude, that was hysterical.
I love it.
Oh,
That's
man.
Great.
Yeah, Mass is great. And he's, I'd like to get another class with him, because it's that good.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. Matt and Klint, so from Meet the Pressers.
Yeah.
They've hosted Mass for a few shows before.
Yes.
For some courses, I mean. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So you started teaching people. One of the things with me is I was an air quotes gun instructor before I was a gun instructor, because I would take people to the range and I would say, listen, I don't really know much, but we got a couple of rules.
Yep.
You got to follow these rules.
Yep.
And it is important to turn more people onto it, and to particularly with the younger generation.
Yeah.
I've took my kids out. I've been taking my kids out since they were young, and doing some shooting with them, and it's always a good time. And we always end up going through the gun safety rules every single time. How do you load it? How do you unload it? Where's this? Do you push the safety up or down, or left or right? Does the gun have a safety on it? So it's important to teach this to people.
It is. My daughter knew the 4 basic firearm safety rules by the time she was 5.
Nice.
We reload. She has been reloading bullets with my dad since she was about 6.
Oh my gosh.
I have a cutest video. I'll have to send it to you, where she's pouring the powder on the scale, and she said,
my gosh.
You put it in here like this until it beeps, and then you take the bullet. It's so cute.
That's awesome.
But that is very important. And my boys, so my daughter, she'll be 13 in March. Very smart, she knows what she's doing. She can handle a firearm, knows all about safety.
Yeah.
My boys, my son Lincoln just turned 9. My baby Rowan, he'll be 6 in March. And they're both autistic. So, you have to, I tell everybody, train your kids, teach your kids, but also you read the room, because, you're not going to, they don't understand a lot of what I say. They don't comprehend it.
Right.
So the other day I was out shopping and I bought them Nerf guns, their first AR style Nerf gun.
Nice.
And the little one's holding it by the grip and pushing the trigger. I'm like, dude, no. And it gave me so much anxiety. So I teach him to put the stock or bump stock, air quotes, in his armpit, where to hold the grip, where to keep the finger off the trigger. Immediately he goes to his brother's head. So I wig out, I put it, you have to treat every firearm as if it's loaded, and I'm going off about all these safety stuff. And it dawned on me that unfortunately they may never understand. You know, as a parent of children with autism, you think they'll grow out of it. Well, they won't. And that's a harsh reality for me, is that my sons may not grow up to have that ability. Yeah. So I tell Parker, you know, it's even more on her to learn so that she can protect her brothers. Why I do what I do is to protect my own children. But, you know, which brings me to the next point. Like, I was just helping my mom's friend with a PFA. It's a piece of paper. So it's so important that no matter what you do in this world, that you get trained. And I hear from a lot of women like, oh, I want to, but I'm afraid. It's the whole point. Get unafraid. Yeah. You know, when you stay comfortable, you don't grow. So you got to get uncomfortable to grow.
Right. What did you call it? The PFA?
Yeah. A protection from abuse order.
Oh.
Women in domestic violence situations.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know what that was. There are the anti-gun folks want to they want to make it so, you know, we hear all the statistics. Well, there's a gun in the house in domestic violence. The woman's not going to be able to protect herself. The guy's going to shoot her and kill her. And it's weird that you have to think that, well, you know what? She could probably use the gun to protect herself. It's not, may not be a defensive tool, an offensive tool for her. It could be a defensive tool for her that she uses it to protect herself. Yeah. But
PA, with all the laws that they have, it's a fine line. Like House Bill 1909, it just went through. It died when it got to the Senate, I believe. I got a lock one on this brain today. But it just died out. It did not go through. And basically they were trying to make it harder for people who get a PFA put on them. They immediately take your rights. So if right now you and I are sitting here having a great time, I could jump out of your car, walk down there to the courthouse, tell them that man down there assaulted me. No proof, nothing. Wow. Just saying it. They come and arrest you. They take every gun that you own. They take away your rights to own a gun.
Oh my God.
Then they investigate, and that's bullshit. A lot of the time, sometimes it's necessary and true. More often than not, somebody's pissed off that their baby daddy didn't return their text quick enough. Right. So they put a PFA on him, and then it takes, it can take their gun rights for life. So it's just disgusting the way that the laws are. And if you do kill someone in self-defense, well, you never reported that they hurt you before when you claim that there's a history. Right. So that's why you got to get the PFA. You have to go through the bullshit. You have to have a paper trail for defending yourself. Like, it's sad. It's politics.
Yeah, that's completely nuts.
It really is.
It's completely nuts. I mean, it sounds like Pennsylvania's version of red flag laws, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You accuse somebody of something, they lose their rights. You don't have to prove it.
Nothing.
You don't have to face your accuser.
Right. It's a coward way.
Yeah, totally. All right, so you're just an RSO right now? You're not an instructor yet?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
But you're teaching people for funsies.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
I've taught probably 50 women how to shoot a gun, and I always start with the safety stuff, and then firing, and then go back to safety and end it. But yeah, I take friends out. I meet new people all the time. I'm a talker. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a talker. So every person I meet, I'd love to go shoot guns with you. I don't forget. I will be in your inbox within 3 days. Hey, do you want to meet at this range? Do you want to do this? I will set it all up. I'll pay for it, whatever. But that's what I do. I love teaching people about it.
When did you start to get involved with FOAC? First of all, FOAC stands for
Firearms Owners Against Crime.
Okay.
And then the ILLEA is Institute for Legal, Legislative, and Educational Action. So short, we're FOAC Institute.
Got it.
It was 2019. I got involved. I took a firearms class, my first one, with Klint Macro. And a couple months later, I got an email, and he had asked if anybody, because he sent it out to everybody that took his courses, just said, hey, I've got this gun bash. Excuse me. I've got this gun bash coming up, looking for volunteers.
Yep.
So I was like, hey, I've been in bartending and all that my whole life. I was like, I'll work the beer wagon. So started doing that. And after my very first gun bash, it was a fall of 2019, I believe, I was hooked. So I became all things FOAC. I live, breathe, exist FOAC. So every bash, I did a little more. The guys work so hard, as I've said time and time again. So every bash, I'm like, what else can I take off your plate? What else can I do?
Right.
So eventually they gave me more responsibilities, and then I took over the t-shirt sponsorships, and then from there, they made me chair of the bash. So now
all right, tell us what a gun bash is.
So our gun bash is the best gun bash, the tri-state area.
Yeah.
Absolute fact. We have great guns. But you buy a ticket and you show up, and Klint is our MC. He's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Lots of volunteers. The whole organization comes together. We put it on, and we have the best guns around. And you come, and it's just a day of fellowship with, your fellow Second Amendment friends and freedom lovers. And it's a great day of fellowship, great food. We have a beer garden, dessert table. It's ran by my 12-year-old and her friend.
Nice.
Fun time. But there's side raffles. The girls walk around with those.
Yeah.
And just tons of chances. We have the wall of guns. 1 in 60 tickets.
Wall of guns.
1 in $20 gets you a ticket.
Yeah.
There's only 60 in the draw. It's the best chance of winning a gun anywhere. So we do that, and we do it twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's held down in Washington, PA at the fairgrounds. So they got me to take that over. So now I oversee kind of everything. The vendors, the insurance, all the kind of stuff. And I'm still being guided by the former chair, Dale Bracken. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
He is our treasurer. So he still has my back and reminds me of the little things I forget here and there. But I'm getting better. And then I think they saw my passion, and they saw I will literally drop anything to do anything for this organization. So they voted me in on the board.
That's
so I've
awesome.
been on the board now. It's been less than a year into my term, but I love it. It gives me so much purpose, and I couldn't think of a better organization to be giving my time and energy to.
That's great. That is really cool. It's so. I thought this was interesting. So Jim was telling me Firearm Owners Against Crime isn't. It's not the crime we think it is. It's not your everyday run-of-the-mill crime.
It's not. Most
it's
of our crime
all of
is
the stuff the politicians are doing.
To hold them accountable. You have people like Frank Burns in Cambria County. I'm pro 2A, I'm pro 2A. And then Aaron Bernstein, a Pennsylvania Republican representative, puts out a bill to push for constitutional carry. And what does Frank Burns do? He votes no, he votes it down. So I worked on making his life hell for a while.
Right.
Because it is, don't run on a platform that you're pro 2A and that you're for the people's right to, the right of the citizens to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned, not infringed, like the Constitution, the PA Constitution, Article 1, Section 21, shall not be questioned. So I think for lawmakers to even have an opinion is kind of ridiculous because it shouldn't be questioned. But the fact that they do, and they'll tell you, yes, I'm pro-gun, but go on our website, look at their voting record.
Right.
I promise you it doesn't add up. So that the crime in our name is really holding them accountable.
Yeah, the Second Amendment butters. I'm for
Yeah.
the Second Amendment, but we shouldn't have high-cap magazines, assault-style weapons.
Or what did Kathy Hochul say? The lady from New York.
Yeah.
We are not going to have semi-automatics that can fire 1,200 rounds a minute or a second.
Yeah.
Either way, I would love to own a pistol.
Yeah.
There was a semi-auto that could fire that many rounds. I'd love it. It'd be great.
So one of my favorite comedians and podcasters is Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
And he used to have a segment on his show that he called Stupid or Liar. Are they stupid or are they liars? And this is a great example of, is she stupid or is she a liar? She's not an uneducated woman. I mean, she made it to the governor of New York, but does she not understand how semi-autos work? Or does she know how they work and she's just going to lie about it?
Right.
Stupid or liar? These people are stupid or
I mean, that's all. It's in the name. semi-auto.
Right.
Only a full auto can rapid fire like that. Semi-auto, it has to be pulled each time.
You press the trigger.
And it just blows my mind that people like Herb Shapiro can become a governor of a state and be so ignorant to what they are fighting against.
Yeah.
Like if she knew about firearms and she was passionate that they were bad, fine.
Right.
At least you're educated. But to go on national television and say the things like Joe Biden, like, oh, well, you don't need an AR-14. No, I sure don't, but I need an AR-15.
Right.
You know, it's just, who writes your letter? Who ties your shoes in the morning? And who's writing your speeches?
Totally.
I couldn't do it. I would have to read something before I said it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to blindly say what somebody did. And maybe that's just because I'm a free thinker. But
right.
You would think that the president of the free world or the governor of a giant major city, you would think that they would at least proofread and somebody would triple fact check what they say, because you're going to get criticized.
Yeah.
So you may as well get it right.
Absolutely.
But that's
absolutely. People are idiots.
Bunch of crazy.
So we're talking about politicians and how they're all stupid.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's you would think that they would have some sort of speechwriter or fact checker that would check their facts before they go out and pontificate all this nonsense. You really would.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. Yeah, so FOAC is about fighting the crime of the politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else do we have? What else is going on? What kind of gun do you like to shoot? What's your carry gun?
An H&K CC9.
Nice.
H&K.
Very cool. I'm not rich enough to afford an H&K. H&K, not sponsors of the show, but they should be.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a friend, so Doug. I'll ask Doug about it.
Doug,
I can introduce you to him at the booth when we get back.
Nice. Yep. Let's do it. I do have a friend that has one of my good friends. His first handgun was a VP9.
Oh.
Yeah, so we went to the gun store and I'm like, hey man, like, he's like, whatever, he finally wants to join the club and get his license. So we go to the gun store. We go to one gun store. He's a lefty, so I'm like, well, you want to have all the controls with your left thumb, right? That you can operate with your left hand. And so he went to, he didn't really care for the SIG 365. That wasn't quite working for him. The Glocks didn't work for him. The M&Ps didn't work for him. So we went to another gun store and they had a deal on the VP9.
And it has the paddle.
So it's got the paddle on it. It's got a mag release on each side. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I ended up getting. And yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So
my dad got the VP9 and I fell in love with that. So then I got the VP9 SK. That's what Jim carries. Mine was gray, his is black. And we always had the same ones with our little with the people holsters. The VP9, so I started carrying the SK, and I just realized it was still a little too bulky for concealed carry. Mm-hmm. So now I have the H&K CC9, and it's inside. It's their first run at the micro compact. Yeah. So it's very comparable in size to the Hellcat kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it just shoots I have the deep dovetails, what I like. So the H&K just fits my hand better than Glock. I feel like it has a longer shaft than, the H&Ks have shorter, stubbier, but they've got that deep dovetail. So it just fits my hand really great. And the only thing is, like with the Hellcat, you can get up to, I think it's 18 or 21 round mags.
Not in my state.
Oh, well, yeah. But you can't do shit in your state.
Right.
But then with the CC9, I think my max capacity is a 15 rounds. But that's why you carry an extra mag.
This is what, or two, like the guy in Minneapolis who's carrying 2 spare mags.
Which one?
The guy that got killed by the ICE officers.
Yeah, fuck around, find out.
Right.
Kind of what it comes down to. I saw the video. I'll tell you, I judged.
Yeah.
I first saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's murder.
Right.
But then this stuff comes out. Don't judge because you don't know.
Right.
And then the week before, he's kicking out the back lights of law enforcement vehicles.
Yeah.
And screaming and threatening. That is not peaceful.
That is not.
If you want to make your voice heard, get into politics, do something about it. Going out and vandalizing people's property, not the way to go about it. Not the way to go, about something like that. So is it unfortunate that him and Renee, whatever her name was, nobody's talking about her anymore?
Right.
She was a martyr for about 4 days, and I've not heard her name since. So there's that. Is it unfortunate that those people lost their lives? Sure.
Yeah.
Would they have lost their lives if they were home and maybe writing a letter to their local legislator rather than going out and involving themselves?
Yeah.
They would be alive. So I just, as a Christian and a human, I feel for that life lost. As an American, as a patriot, fuck around, find out.
I hear ya. Well, I guess my attitude is this: like, I did have, having a drink and solving the world's problems with some friends. They're like, so he shouldn't have had those. He shouldn't have been carrying a gun and had 2 spare magazines. And I'm like,
that's his right. He should have been. Everybody should.
Right, but I'm like, I don't have a problem with him carrying, 2 spare mags because it does make sense. Mm-hmm. However, the border that he crossed, where he started interfering and causing all the other problems, and of course, when we didn't know about the previous history, we didn't know about the previous history when all this stuff happened. So we can't necessarily judge on that, but should he have had that many magazines? Sure. Is he causing problems with them? He's causing problems anyway. Right. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting, ridiculous conversation.
I agree.
All right, we totally could have gone the other way. I've never gone this way to get to the Hoochniggin. And that's fine. This is how I ended up going to the Waffle House. But what we're going to is over there, and this is where it's taking us. And we're gonna figure this out. It'll be fine. So yeah, back on track, Chuck. High cap mags. You got all the high cap mags with your H&K. What is it? SS?
CC9.
CC9.
So when it's their first shot at H&K's first shot at the micro compact.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. The SK is their compact. Yeah.
All right. I have a very strict policy on U-turns. If I can do a U-turn and no one else has to hit their brakes, I'm gonna do it.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
That's how we do it.
This is how we do it. This is how we roll. All right, what else is going on? So, FOAC does stuff. You're doing stuff with FOAC. You're working on becoming an instructor. What do you have to do to get a permit in Pennsylvania? Because this is why I've mentioned this before. This is why I've held off on becoming a USCCA instructor, is because in Massachusetts we have classes that are approved for licensing, and none of the USCCA classes are approved for licensing. All of this is going to change in April of 2026, and no one knows what is going to be an approved class for licensing in Massachusetts. You guys don't have anything like that, do you?
Not at all.
So when people come to you guys, they want to learn how to shoot. They want to learn how to do all this stuff. And I feel weird when I talk to people that are instructors, because they will say, oh yeah, we took somebody to the range. And I'm like, I don't have to take people to the range. Like, you should.
Right.
But we don't have to. It's not a requirement. And yeah, it's always interesting. There's part of me that's like, man, I should be taking people to the range. But I don't, because we don't have to. And the other thing that is, it ends up being more of an expense. But anyway, getting back on track, you have people that want to come and take training and learn how to do all this stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, so we are going to actually start offering training courses through FOAC. Not something we're doing right now. Down the road, it's absolutely something we want to do. We've been talking about it for a while on the board about offering classes. So for now, when people say, oh, like, I'm going to get involved with FOAC. And I just refer them to Klint, to USCCA, to Stephen, somebody with USCCA to take courses. Or like I have some family members who do it, local teachers. But down the road, that is something we will get into.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, people don't know what they don't know. And as an instructor, you kind of want to be a little bit of a training junkie.
Right. Or at least have the knowledge to give the resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Just steer people in the right direction.
But yeah, that's Pennsylvania. You have to have a clean background and $20 in cash. That's all you need.
$20 in cash.
You go to your local sheriff's office. My favorite sheriff, Tony Andronis. He is the sheriff of Washington County. He started offering satellite after hours type things because a lot of people work during the business day 9 to 5.
Right.
And how are you going to go get your permit?
Yeah.
So they do evening stuff. They do these satellite things where 7 p.m. you can go to this location and they have everything on site and you give your $20 cash. They run your picture check, get your picture taken, you walk out with your permit right then and there. So it's really awesome that not all sheriffs do. There's a couple, I believe Montgomery County was one where they were giving a lot of problems. They didn't want to do that. But luckily the sheriffs in my life, Beaver County, Tony Guy, like I said, Washington, Tony Andronis, they are all big supporters of the Second Amendment, big supporters of FOAC. So they do offer those kinds of after hours to help people get their permits. But we don't have to take classes. There's nothing. $20 cash and a clean background.
That's great. Yeah, I always tell people too. I say people that get gun licenses pass background checks and they're not criminals. So why don't we have? And I like to do this too. When people say, "Can I see your license?" I say, "Sure, my driver's license or my gun license," and then. In 2020, I went and got a machine gun license. So now I add that. Can I get your license? Yeah, my driver's license, my gun license, or my machine gun license. Which one would you like? I think the first or second time I went to a machine gun shoot was one that Josh Prince hosted.
Oh yeah.
Came to one of those. I shot a Glock 18, and I shot it. God, what was the other one? That was a BAR. And it was the fastest $40 I've ever spent.
Oh, I guarantee it.
It was great. All right, well, listen, we need to, we're almost back to where we need to be. How can people find you and FOAC and all the stuff that you're up to?
So right now, excuse me, let me finish dying first.
Yeah, go right ahead. Make sure you die.
Thanks, Guy. So right now, our website, www.foac, FOAC-ILLEA.org. We are in the process of transitioning. We got with Nation Builder. We are renewing or revamping, I should say, our website. So from now on, we're going to be www.2apa.org. Think Second Amendment, Pennsylvania. 2apa.org.
I dig it.
Easy cheesy. And if you go there now, it'll just redirect you to the old site, which is a lot easier than typing it all out.
Yeah.
But we're on all social medias. I think we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or not Twitter, sorry, X, Instagram, and a couple that I don't remember. But you'll see it on
whatever the kids are on.
Whatever the kids are on, we're on there. And I am at the gun bashes. I'm the girl that's in the black polo, running back and forth across the room the entire time.
The whole time.
So if you need anything, you come see me.
Cool.
But yeah, that's how to get a hold of us and get involved. We love more people. So
yeah, we need more people.
Yes.
We do. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure was mine.
Absolute
I'm so glad
pleasure.
we finally got this to happen. Now you don't have to stalk me so much.
I know. I probably will just for fun.
It's okay.
But,
Could be worse. All right, well, listen, we're going to put some links to FOAC down below. If you are not a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, you can join them at saf.org. There's a link for that. If you are looking for legal protection for, if you're looking for self-defense, if you're looking for legal defense for self-defense, check out U.S. Law Shield. There's going to be a link to US Law Shield below, and there is going to be a link to Patriot Mobile as well. So I've subscribed. I've switched over to them for my cell service. So please check those out. For both of those, you can put in the discount code of RSWC and get yourself a little discount. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show and watching the show, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.